everybody. Welcome to Hradec Králové here in the Czech Republic. It's the EuroBasket Women, and it is quarterfinals qualifying day. So, in other words, two teams that are one win away from getting to the quarterfinals. These teams have advanced from the initial group phase, and this is the action. We'll see Ukraine take on the Slovak Republic, and then we'll see Italy take on Hungary. So it's all about Ukraine and Slovak Republic first. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by the erstwhile Shona Thorburn. Shona, it's been pretty hot outside today. As you know, here in the Czech Republic, it's been a hot day, especially for those of us who've been playing tennis. I'm speaking of you, and in here it gets even hotter. I mean, this environment last night, I've never been in such a hot arena, but it's going to be a hot atmosphere also because they're going to be playing some very important basketball.
You know, this is do or die time. It's the knockout phase, and both of these teams want to advance. That's why they came. That's what they've been preparing for this summer. So I think we're going to see a very high intensity match from both of these teams. It's going to be aggressive, let's just say that.
Well, it was very interesting. Ukraine have been one of the real talking points. They won 2 of their 3 games. They came in with a lot of question marks over their heads, and they've really been quite stunning. I mean, even in their defeat to Spain, they played great basketball for probably 65–70% of the game. And the Slovak Republic, they did enough to advance. They got a win. They lost to Turkey. They lost as well to Italy last night. But they did get a win against Belarus, and that has allowed them to advance. And talking to some of the people around the Slovakian camp, they were like, well, we actually wanted to play Ukraine. You know, because had they won yesterday against Italy, they would have gone up against Hungary. And Hungary is a team that has had their number recently, like the last 5 games or so that they played, and they played them in the preparations. They think it's a deeper team, so they're not too bothered about going up and taking on this very impressive Ukraine team.
Yeah, you know, I think we were a little surprised when they told us that. We said Ukraine, but you know, they're pretty tough. And he goes, no, but Hungary has our number. So more on the side of psychological, mental, he thought it's better that they're going up against Ukraine because the girls are going to have confidence. And, you know, he said, we looked at them and thought we have a very good chance of beating them. He goes, you know what? Yeah, Yagapova is going to get her points. So let her get her points. But you have to shut down everyone else. And that was kind of their game plan going into this. And, you know, we said, well, watch out for those offensive rebounds because this Ukraine team are averaging just over 10 a game, which is a lot. You know, you think about that, 20, 25, depending if you hit a 3 after, maybe 30 points extra almost. So he didn't seem that concerned. He goes, the girls had a great practice and they're confident.
Well, they certainly haven't come here to bow out of the tournament. They're going to give everything they've got to beat Ukraine. And Ukraine, they better be focused and concentrated, or they could have a very disappointing end to this competition. We're going to play the national anthems for both teams, starting with the Slovak Republic. And now the national anthem of Ukraine. Slovakia, the Slovak Republic. They shake hands before the game. We're going to get a look at the referees here in just a second. The people that are going to be blowing their whistles. There they are. So they have been doing a fine job. That's why they've been selected for this. Of course, Krejec, Vasiliki, Sarucha there from Greece also. And we'll take a look at the rosters. Slovak Republic, coached by Marian Svoboda. Take your pick. You know, they've had to go really deep. One thing that we have to say is Zuzana Zhirkovic, she played very sparingly against Italy. She started, she came out, you know, they wanted to rest her up for this game. They look at this as their most important game so far. So she's in the starting lineup with Ramenarova, Orosova, Balantova, and Ruzitskova. And the roster is short of Pavlinikova. She was on there, but she's got an injury. So they've effectively got 11 players. For Ukraine, coached by Coach Kolopov, well, you know all about Taisia Udodenko, number 19. She's been terrific. Elena Yagapova, number 14. It's a very talented team, and surprise, surprise, they're both in the starting lineup along with Olesia Malashenko, Deandra Moss, and Katerina Doroga-Bezova, who's perhaps one of the unsung heroes in this team.
Yeah, you know, we know about Udodenko, we know about Yagapova, but Doroga-Bezova has stepped up and made some enormous threes for them when they've really needed it. And that's what's kind of, in my opinion, dangerous about this Ukraine team. You have a Yagapova who's averaging 20 points a game. You have Udodenko who's averaging almost 18 points a game and 10 boards. But each game, there's another person who steps up for Ukraine, and it's been a different player each game.
So these are the players we wanted to highlight, Udodenko and Ruzitskova, and that's a matchup for me that Udodenko would win if they actually went up against each other. But we know that Ruzitskova has played to rave reviews over the years, and she's an important member of this team.
She is. You know, she hasn't been there the last couple of years, but she came back after playing. She's here playing this summer, and she missed out on maybe some easy baskets yesterday against Italy. But other than that, she's had a great tournament.
I think Kolopov is primarily just concerned about how his team is playing, and if they play and execute, they're going to win the game.
Exactly. Can they continue to play like they have in these last 3 games? That's my question. When we first saw them on the first night, we said, wow, okay, these guys are really good. But they did play a Czech team that played bad and isn't at the level that they used to be. So we thought it was a fluke. But then they played great against Spain, and they really gave Spain a run for their money. You know, they ended up losing 76-54 that game, but it was a lot closer than the score shows. And so we didn't know what this Ukraine team was, but they've consistently, over this course of 3 games, played well.
And it has to be said, they've won over the neutrals. I mean, they're one of the most popular teams here.
They are. You have 2 scorers on Ukraine in the top 6 in this tournament. I mean, that is very impressive.
So welcome to the Czech Republic. It's the start of the quarterfinal qualifier between the Slovak Republic and Ukraine, and the Slovak Republic win that opening tip, and they're one of their all-time greats. Zuzana Zhirkova has got the ball in her hands, and she misses with the first jump shot.
Yeah, and you mentioned Zhirkova.
Yagapova goes all the way with the left hand and misses.
She only has 8.7 points per game, which is still very good, don't get me wrong, only.
How about Orosova? A couple of short jump shots. Are they tired already?
Maybe. Or nervous, maybe a little nervous.
Less than 24 hours after last night.
But they were, you know, I thought Coach did a good job of resting people, knowing that this game is the most important. Sorry, so Zhirkova with the ball right now, she only has 8.7 points per game, but she had that 22-point game. And really,
in their win,
the win that they needed. So, you know, she played yesterday, but only 3.5 minutes. So that's why her average is as low as it is.
And how about Ramenarova? playing at the Under-20 European Championship last year, and now she's in the big time.
Scores the first basket of the most important game of this young national team player.
You would think that that player right there, Udodenko, has to get a touch, but this was Romanova getting a pretty easy look. Yagapova doesn't hesitate, uncorks a long one, and Ruzitskova with the rebound. Zhirkova now over to Romanova. And Udodenko, a steal, and already showing her value. And Yagapova fouled by Valentova. Valentova picks up her first.
You know, you need Valentova in the game. She had 3 fouls early yesterday, so we didn't see her much in the first half. But that's a great foul because Yagapova was going to score that.
Moss still not on track offensively.
No.
But a foul called on Ruzitskova trying to keep Udodenko off the boards.
And, you know, like I mentioned, this Ukraine team is averaging more than 10 offensive rebounds a game. That's almost unheard of.
And the turnover, ball ends up with Orosova, and quickly, Zhirkova. No, I think they're gonna change that. It looked like a Ukraine player tapped that out of bounds. No, they're not. Zhirkova, her pass was going to Orosova. I thought it hit somebody, but anyway. Malashenko swatted Orosova. Boy, she did a good job defensively yesterday. And what a drive! Valentova has gone back to her opening game form. Watch this again.
It's just a strong, aggressive move. And it's just, she's playing with so much confidence, especially only as a 22-year-old. She's realized she's a leader of this team.
Well, Ruzitskova with the rebound, and Zhirkova puts up a three, and this might just be all the Slovaks needed to build some early confidence. And Ukraine better wake up, or they're going to find themselves in a deep hole.
And that's an ill-advised take from Yagapova. I know she's... Oh, wow.
Valentova again, quickly.
I know
and Kolopov has to call timeout.
Yeah, you got to see if your team's ready to play or not, because they have just uncharacteristically come out, not like the team we've seen them in the past. But Yagapova, I know she's talented, I know she's athletic. She cannot take the ball 1-on-4. That wasn't a transition fast break opportunity. 1-on-1, possibly even 1-on-2, but 1-on-4 is an ill-advised layup in my opinion.
Well, maybe our source within the Slovakian camp, our spy, was right. This was indeed the team they wanted to play.
Inside information is coming true, it seems. I think for Ukraine to be successful in this game, Deandra Moss needs to get her game going. She's really, really struggled. Only averaging 3 points, 4 turnovers a game, 2.3 assists. And the worst part is she's shooting 15% from the field. As your naturalized player, it's unacceptable. It really is. So this is someone who needs to get control, get this team going, because they need her if they want to win.
Well, just out of the timeout. Udodenko. And she goes up, and boy, I mean, you just can't say enough good things about her.
We really can't. She's still my MVP candidate. She shot that with her left hand, her off hand.
Yeah. In this group, or at this venue, there's not been a better player. Nice stroke at the other end from Valentova.
There really hasn't, and Ukraine has struggled when she's been on the floor.
Well,
when she's been on the bench, sorry.
The dump down low to Malyshenko, and suddenly.
So the timeout was a good idea.
Yeah. Suddenly some better shots.
That's all it is.
Rizitskova. And Oresova. It's interesting that Rizitskova started tonight instead of Vinochilova, and now the quick break from Yakupova.
And that's what she needs to look at doing. That was more of a one-on-one switch situation, and unless they foul her, she is going to score 95% of the time on a one-on-one fast break. She's just so fast and so athletic.
Balantova's pass now over the head of Remenarova. Dangerous, dangerous game. You know, Zavoda said yesterday for the Slovaks, this is the big game. This is the one that we want to play. And Ukraine now pulled to within just 3 points, the Rugabazova. So that just illustrated, you know, the danger that was there for Ukraine. Nice drive, but the ball rims out. Rizitskova kept it alive. She gets it back, and she puts it up and in.
And, you know, that's a smart move by Yakupova, letting her just have the layup because she already has one foul. Ukraine cannot lose her.
And the ball goes through the hands of Moss. And unfortunately for her, Udodenko was there. Then the pass led Malyshenko just a tad much. Well, it's not, you know, we talk about the naturalized players. It's not just a simple matter of being a quality player. You have to fit in, and there are a lot of factors. Rizitskova inside and goes up again. Back to a 7-point lead. Inspired a decision by Svoboda to start her tonight. She has been terrific. And now the reach, and Yakupova telegraphs the pass. And fortunately, Remenarova hustles down.
But great job by Balanchova to deny the ball, able to get a tip on it, run it down. She slips, she stays with it. Every possession and every ball is so important in this game.
Yakupova. And Moss with the offensive rebound. You almost think with, I hate to say it, but with Moss, I think for the first time it looked like the patience of the coach is about to run out. She did well to get into position for the offensive rebound, but then just came up well short of the putback.
And we have just seen that all tournament. The ball is slipping through her hands. She's shooting incredibly short. Defensively, she hasn't really been hustling.
Udodenko too hard that time.
That was a good job by Slovakia. If I'm them, I want Udodenko to take a dribble before she shoots a jump shot, because that's not the best part of her game. That's a good scouting job, to be honest. You don't want to leave her open at three because she's proven that she can knock down threes. She's great at driving, penetrating, spin moves to the basket, layups, finishing around the hoop, but a one dribble jump shot.
There's Balantova hustling down, as well as Remenarova. And look at that. The Ukrainian players just kind of coming back.
They gave up, and to be honest, if more than one Ukrainian player had ran back on defense, like it is the last possession of a game, they might have been able to get that ball. Yeah. And this is what I mean. If you want to win a game, you actually have to fight for every ball. I don't care if you think it's a wide open layup or not.
Udodenko, it's good, three-pointer.
As I just said, she could shoot threes, but you don't want her going to a dribble.
Well, Bilat-Zarkivska has come in at point guard for Moss. Rizitskova puts up a soft one, and Udodenko there for the rebound. And a foul called on the rebound on Ukraine. No, it's on Slovakia, on Yurchenkova. Oh, no, sorry.
No.
It's on Malashenko.
Yeah.
They had it wrong on the scoreboard. So it is going to be Slovakia ball.
So Slovakia has come out and they're said, okay, you know what? Ukraine's great offensive rebounders, but we're also going to crash the boards.
Shirkova for three, and she has returned to that form that she was showing the other night against Belarus. 6 points, both of them coming. Both of those shots from three-point range. 9-point advantage. Kivska. And back now to get it to Malashenko, little jumper. And you know what? That offensive rebound that has been so important for Ukraine is not in sight tonight. It's Slovakia that are kind of crashing the boards.
Yeah, it's still early. I think Ukraine just seem a little out of sorts. We've seen them play with a lot more heart, passion, desire than they've showed right now. Sorry, I read my stats wrong here. Ukraine averaged 14.3 offensive boards, but Slovakia averaged 10.7 themselves. So those are two very good offensive rebounding teams.
Yep, they've got some good size, and now the turnover gives it back to the Slovakians.
Turnovers have been a problem for Ukraine. They average 19 a game, and at this level, 19 a game is just way too much. Those are lost possessions.
Well, that was Slamova with the steal, and Vinuchalova misses the putback, so a reprieve for Ukraine, but it'll still be Slovakia ball. Azudadenko's turnover at the other end. They are just completely out of sorts. And even though it's a 9-point game, what you've done is you've given the Slovakians now that early shot of confidence that's going to make it a long game for Ukraine.
And you can see there, look at that, great post move. She went up against Udidenko, who's a great defender, and she didn't hesitate.
Oholvik for three. They got the weapons. They need somebody to step up, but what makes Ukraine so good is usually their defensive rebounding. And that is not apparent right now.
And they're normally very scrappy on defense. You know, they're bumping hard, they're pushing people out. I just don't see that as much today. Maybe they're tired.
Oh, what a move from Rizikova. She misses. And just beating Ukraine to the ball right now.
And beating people to the ball, that just means you're being out-hustled, outplayed. So if they're tired, has it been fatigue? You know, Udidenko's played some big minutes. You know, she averages about 30 minutes a game. Yakupova averages about 34 minutes a game. We're talking 4 games, 1 day off. That's tough.
Nice pass. Lemenarova, a little short, but they're hitting the boards really well. And Rizikova couldn't hold on to it. And they're fortunate even there. I mean, you just got to really tip your hat to Svoboda on the points of emphasis for this game and identifying the fact that Rizikova has kind of emerged now probably as his most important low-post player.
Yeah, and she struggled against Italy. I'm not sure if she was a little nervous or a little walk there. Tried to do too much because she does play in Italy, so she knows these people. Maybe she wanted to prove herself. But today she's just come out and she's hitting shots. She's playing with confidence. She's leading the Slovakian team right now.
Oh, nice pass. Halova chases it down. Now Yakupova takes it away.
Not sure if she's aware of the shot clock here.
I don't think she was.
You know, 19 seconds left. That's something, as an experienced player, you have to be aware. Okay, you know what? You go for last possession here because you don't want to shoot early and give Slovakia last possession for a chance of a 2 or 3 pointer go 8 at the end of the first quarter. Now she knows.
Yeah, he got the word through. Olfovic drives in. And that is how it's going to finish. The end of the first quarter. Slovakia perhaps a little bit better than that score right now, but they're on top 22-16.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm a little surprised. Aren't you? I mean, I really thought Ukraine was the better team going into this. So they're shooting 44%. You know, 18 shots plus 4 threes, that's 22 possessions. And on average, they only have 64 possessions.
Well, you just really never know what to expect from one day to the next. And although having been in this business for quite a while, both you and I know that in tournament play, you know, duplicating performances and form, it's never a guarantee. And the most important thing for anybody is the mental part of the game in this tournament.
It is, and this is a long tournament. It's a hard tournament. You know, these players, this is your fourth game. That's not easy, and that's why we saw some coaches going to their benches early, because he knows your players are tired, and that's why you have physios and masseuses with you, because you need to be able to recover fast. And I just feel like Ukraine have not come out with the same kind of energy and confidence that we saw early, and Slovakia is taking it to them. If I was Slovakia, I would feel good at the end of this first quarter, but also aware that Ukraine could pick it up very fast.
Well, EuroBasket got it. She was guarded by Zirkova. And Bilatser-Kiskas now to Yagapova from the right. And great box out from Zirkova. Did you see that?
Yeah, she did a great job. And she gives up a lot of height on that box out, but she was in position. She pushed back, and
EuroBasket picks up her first foul. Makes you wonder why other teams couldn't box out that well against Ukraine. Well, I guess Spain did, but
they've had the opportunity to watch 3 games and realize we need a box out. So, you know, these teams have been scouted by now.
Slamova, entry pass, and they're going to call the foul on Maznichenko. That's her second. So I like also the aggressive, the approach from Vinoukhalova coming out. Perhaps getting the rub of the green on that call, but she's being assertive.
Oh, beautiful pass.
What a play.
What awareness. She thought she was open. She went into her shot, realized they both were on her, and beautiful little pass.
Well, they've scouted, and they know that Ukraine will double team, haven't they? I mean, they've taken that right from that. Now that, oh, great play from Yagapova to get back. Yagapova in the open floor. Orklovic. And EuroBasket.
Oh, that would have been continuation, so it would have been an and one. I think she was surprised she was so wide open after that first step.
We don't, okay, Moss is going to come back. Bilatser-Kiskas is coming out. We know that Slovakia don't seem, if they trail, it's awfully hard for them to get back in the game. If they fall behind by several points, 10 points. The question is, how are they going to play from the front? And right now, they're doing a good job. EuroBasket misses the first one. Now Moss is back in. Switches. She's on Orosova. And now the entry pass, and Orkovic is whistled for the foul.
little upset with that call. It looked like she hooked her. I mean, it's a tough break, I think. A little hook, a little slip.
Zirkova for three. Oh, wow. Big players show up for the big games. And Zirkova, there's nobody bigger than the Slovak Republic.
There really isn't. She's the heart and soul of this team.
Biggest lead of the game, 10 points. Moss. And goodness me. Even when it looks like it's going in, it doesn't.
I know.
You feel for her there.
You do.
And off the front of the rim. Rogova's And then good job posting up Maznichenko. Slamova. Maznichenko back into the game as well as Udodenko. And Kalova goes out. Ruzicka back in. I'm starting to think the upset might be on the cards here. We don't see a quick turnaround by Ukraine.
I mean, we saw Ukraine come back, or play a close game with Spain, who's a lot more talented than Slovakia, and they do have three-point shooters. If you have three-point shooters, you can cut a 10-point lead very fast. Yakupova hasn't found her stride yet from the three-point line. She's 0 for 4, but in this tournament, she's shooting 36.8% from three, which is very good, on 19 attempts. That's almost 10 attempts a game. So she's going to find her stride and her rhythm soon. Because she's had good looks. She's actually been open. I would never want to leave her open. But missed opportunities at the free throw line.
Incredible. When it rains, it pours.
It really does.
Zirkova, I mean, look at that. They're just
playing with
focused.
confidence, eh?
Yakupova. Malyshenko. Rogovazova. I'm stunned. I mean, I almost thought this was nailed on certainty Ukraine win. Good D that time from Malyshenko.
And this is where you got to get on the floor. You got to dive and get on the floor.
They're saying, are they going to say that they already had possession?
I don't think they really have possession, do you?
Well, the voters arguing that's the case.
Oh, they are resetting it.
Boy, Kolopov is at the end of his tether with Moss. He sat her down.
Yeah, he looks frustrated. But, I played against Moss early in her career back in Spain, and she was a woman who averaged about 20-odd points a game. And she just looked like she had more desire and fight in her, and I haven't really seen that from her yet. I don't know if that's
playing out of position a little bit.
She is not a point guard. She's not the kind of point guard who's going to go in, who's creating. She's more of a two, to be honest.
Yeah.
A one-on-one type player, and she is asked to play one here. Is it also a question of being a naturalized player? Do you really care if Ukraine moves on? I'm not sure. This is kind of a question. When I played for Canada, it meant everything to me. It was the highlight of my career. I love playing for my club teams, but it's what I played for.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Well, you see the miss.
Ukraine says finally. and they missed. Ukraine didn't stop them. So I don't know. I don't want to say that because I don't know Giandra well, but is that a factor?
Yeah,
or she's not fitting in, or she's not, she hasn't been around the team as long as these women have been together.
think
you
they're
come
various
in late,
things. I mean,
you train late, you only get a couple games, exhibition games under your belt.
the language
You
issue,
don't-
maybe.
exactly, you
I know
don't
some of the
speak the
Ukrainians
language.
speak English, but ball goes out of bounds. So clearly, yeah, something's not right, and it hasn't been from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe some of those shots start to fall. It's not quite as noticeable, but she's -2 right now efficiency, and they are -13 as a team when she's on the floor in this game. Bottom line. Latsakiewska, therefore, is tasked with the starting role, and a timeout has been called 4 minutes into the second quarter.
You know, I think it's a smart idea. He needs to figure something. Oh, I'm sorry, Slovakia timeout.
Zaboda. You know, the naturalized player, it's an interesting topic. You know, some countries won't do it. Some countries will naturalize players to make themselves better. And, you know, QF-Qual plays in the Czech Republic, plays for the leading club, or one of the leading clubs, Prague, and they naturalized her. And I'm sure I don't know, maybe she feels more of an attachment to the country.
Yeah, they naturalized her after she had been here for a few years, 4 or 5 years. So
if you don't actually,
she knows the language. She loves Prague. She thinks the food's great, the people, the city. I'm not sure. You know, it's hard.
Did you guys have a naturalized player with Canada?
No.
You did. Well, one of Spain's best players is naturalized, Sancho Little. And she's a good fit.
Then
but
again, she was naturalized after she had been in Spain for about 4 or 5 years. So
yeah.
she actually, they helped her get the passport, but she was still under the guidelines of a normal resident living there who wasn't Spanish to be able to apply for a passport. Of course, she had the Federation help.
Just 1 of 2 at the line, so it seems like everything Ukraine are doing right now is struggling. 2 of 6 at the free throw line. Zhirkova, another one! And how many times does she have to nail one before somebody guards her?
Her threes have been open, and she can make them. I mean, she's been around about 15 years for this national team, so they should know who she is by now.
Well, this is now Slovakia's game to win. I mean,
it really is.
Offensive foul. A little bit out of control, Romanarova. I mean, thus far, trying to think, you know, the 2 main players, Yakupova and Udodenko. Udodenko looks tired tonight. She doesn't look at all like the player we've been watching. You know, they played some games. I mean, this is their 4th game in 5 days.
4th game in 5 days. They only had Sunday off.
It's a hot gym.
It's a very hot gym. And things were going well for them.
And the dump from Malashenko, that's clearly the instruction from Kolopov, is to dump it and to crash the boards.
You know, when things are going well, it's a lot easier to play. When you have some adversity, it's harder, and these guys haven't had adversity yet, so we're seeing it for the first time.
Oh, Yakupova
sure she knew
shot
the
that
shot
one
clock.
from Prague. And that was an air ball. Yakupova's going to come out. Volkovic is coming in. Volkovic actually maybe the only player that's actually been pretty decent for Ukraine so far.
Yeah, she came in and had that 5 quick points for them. First shot was a 3 and it was all net, so maybe look to go to her a little bit more.
Yuzikova and Malashenko with the rebound. The drive, the miss, and finally an offensive rebound. But look at the long arms. They're challenging them. You know, maybe we haven't respected the bigs of Slovakia enough. They've been doing a good job. The missed layup, and here's what they do. We haven't seen much of this. Udodenko getting to the offensive glass.
And that's the kind of Ukrainian team we have seen. Udodenko, others crashing, being aggressive. And we said earlier that, you know, I mentioned Slovakia's bigs are the kind of finesse, face-up type bigs. They don't like contact. And I thought having to play having to play Ukraine would have the advantage and just say, you know what, we're going to pound them. We're going to make these bigs uncomfortable. And they haven't done that yet.
Slamova gets the shot blocked. So a little bit of hope here for the team in white. And also checking into the game, number 8 is Nikola Durasova. Sorry, excuse me, Nikola Durasova. Rogobazova. It's the free throw. Well, 4:17 remaining. I mean, that's a long time in the first half.
It is.
But gives them a chance to chip away.
And Ukraine actually only averaged 12 free throws attempts a game in the past 3 games. So they already have 10, and maybe this is a good sign for them. Other things aren't going well, but maybe this is what they need. But it really starts with defense, and I don't see them being aggressive like they were in the other games.
Oh, the dunk for Dina Falova, but she doesn't hold on to it. So good defense.
You know, as your post player, you always say keep the ball high, and she dropped the ball, and I think Ukraine was just able to take it out of her hands.
Oh, offensive foul, moving screen. On Udodenko. In fact, she was just posting up. So the teams go to the bench for another timeout. 3:43 remaining in the first half. Important time of the game, especially, well, really for both teams. Slovakia, they don't want to let their lead slip. Ukraine, they need to start making some inroads.
They do. Slovakia slowed down a little bit, not because of anything Ukraine has done. So Ukraine should be happy about that. But it is important. This isn't a bad idea for a timeout here, because to go in to halftime with the momentum it's a big crush for the team that your opponent. So both these teams want to try and get some momentum going into halftime.
Udodenko now leading the way in scoring.
Surprised if Zerkova scores here. She's just that kind of clutch player.
She's got it. She drifts into the lane. She had the shot. And Olkovic called for foul. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Came over the back.
Good job of crashing the O boards, really.
Yurchenkova comes in for Rizitskova. She's been one of the keys, Rizitskova. I haven't seen a Slovakia team that has looked like it's been burdened. You know, they lost 2 games. They came to the press conference last night. Coach didn't seem too stressed out, but, you know, This is the game we want to get into. They sat down Zurkova yesterday, which almost as if to illustrate the importance of the fact that they need to be ready for this game. She's rested. She's come out and played very well. The players themselves were like, you know what, we're just going to go out and do our best. You know, they didn't care for all the hype about Ukraine. They just were like, we're going to be ready to play. Sure enough, they have been.
Yeah. You know, we were more concerned about them than their camp was, if you think about it.
Oh, what a play! Yagapova.
Well, you cannot guard Yagapova one-on-one. You need help. You need people stunting on defense, and she will score that, and she will take you or get to the free throw line if you try and guard her one-on-one.
Now that's a three-point play.
And you know, maybe that's what she needed. Her three's been off so far, but maybe she needed to get to the free throw line, work on her form and shot a little bit. I won't be surprised if we see her hit a three soon.
Zurkova gets in. This is another one, so that's 2 in a row she's missed from right inside the lane there.
She's 4 for 4 from 3. Maybe she just needs to shoot from outside more.
Udovenko catches it. Oh.
A rare miss by her. But look at her stay with it.
Wow. She goes down.
She goes down pretty hard.
I've seen her do that the entire tournament.
I know.
Samova. Ball goes out of bounds.
Little miscommunication there. I think she thought she wanted her wing to slide to the corner. And you know, you're taught that. When you see penetration, you have to move, and her teammate out on the wing didn't move for her.
So another timeout, 2:11 remaining. I think with the Udovenko, she looks tired. And you know what? She became a mother, just over a year ago?
You know, she still has 7 points and 4 rebounds. It's just not what we're used to, but you still have 2 minutes left in the second quarter, so she's still on par to have almost a double-double. Can you be that disappointed? And she hasn't played well. So imagine she starts playing well. She's going to have one of her monster days again. Smart job by the Slovakian coach to go ahead and just rest Zurkova yesterday, because really she has 12 points. She's been the leader. She's been penetrating, kicking. And that was definitely the move that they were going for yesterday. Maybe she's sore too,
yeah.
You know, just in general. Maybe this heat is getting to her, a little dehydration.
Well, she was
already
wincing there with her hip.
And it didn't really look like she got hit though, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now's an opportunity with Zurkova off the floor for Ukraine as well to go inside. Kiska fouled. So free throws. 2 fouls on Orosova.
This is not a bad way for Ukraine to get back in the game. Be aggressive, draw fouls, and just get to the free throw line.
I think Orosova, her defense is terrific. Oh, she gave Zandalasini a hard time last night. So 2 more missed free throws.
You know, they've been shooting 75% for the tournament, but like I said, they normally only have 12 attempts. So this is, you know, they're at 7 to 13 right now. That's just, and we've seen this from every team in this tournament. Free throw shooting has been, in my opinion, horrendous from a lot of teams, and you're going to end up losing games because of your free throw shooting if you can't knock them down.
Ross back into the game. Kivska goes out. Entry pass. Nice play by Moss. That's not helping. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
that's not Moss's fault. That's perfect play by her.
Agreed.
Good D. Odesova.
Great D. That's the kind of defense Ukraine has to play if they want to get back in this game.
And the foul. And
they got lucky with that one, I think. I do think it was a hold. It was definitely a foul, but the ball was a little bit over her head. There was no way she was going to catch that.
She wasn't.
But here they have another opportunity for 2 free throws. Let's see if they can capitalize. The game hasn't been as exciting as their other games have been so far for Ukraine.
Yep. It certainly hasn't been as exciting for them, but for the Slovakians.
Oh, for the Slovakians, they have to be feeling well about what they've done. They have slowed down here in the second quarter.
Okay, she makes both. Now gets it back to a 7-point game.
So, as bad as maybe Ukraine has played in this first half, they are only down 7.
They're 9 of 15 at the line, as you can see in that graphic. They have hurt themselves at the charity strike. Good hands. Dino Halova passes it wide. They're going to have to put it up. And
that was online.
And good box out by
Great box out.
Yep.
She knew she couldn't jump and compete with her, so she just pushed her back.
So we're going to try to take it all the way down to the end for the last shot.
Yeah, that's a smart move. That's a smart call by coach. I mean, it's only a 2-second difference.
And good shot by Drogovic, getting the bump and the foul by Zhirkova.
I think she's a little disappointed with herself. It was definitely a foul. You don't really want to foul. It's not needed. They're already on the bonus, so.
They still got a little bit of time. I wonder if Zavoda might call a timeout.
I don't think he's going to waste a timeout. He's already used 2.
So it's been a real horror show for the most part for Ukraine, but they've done just enough to maintain a pulse.
Yes, they're very lucky right now. And they finally started hitting a couple free throws.
He makes both.
You do not want to foul
5-point game. This is where Zhirkova is good. She can make it.
Oh!
And she got it off the front of the rim.
That was online. But you know, poor defense from Ukraine. You knew there was 4 seconds left. Why didn't you try and slow down the ball a little? But people are just sort of standing around. They look tired.
34-29, Slovak Republic on top at halftime.
So, Slovak Republic was shooting a little bit better in the first quarter. They've slowed down now. You know, 2 for 11. Yagopova's 0 for 10 from 3.
And a little bit better from Ukraine on the boards. Now,
see, now all of a sudden they have 9 offensive rebounds.
And it's the Slovaks who have hurt themselves a little bit as well, turning the ball over.
And they only had 5 in the first half, which is still a lot, but 2nd and 6 in the second quarter, way too many turnovers.
Well, the winner goes to the quarterfinals. Second half action coming your way. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. 34-29 is the lead for the Slovak Republic over Ukraine. And you better believe that the Ukrainian fans are thanking their lucky stars, because it could have been a lot worse. This team fell behind by double digits. And in fact, they trailed by 14 points at one stage. So to be trailing by just 5 at halftime and having been completely just void of the type of emotion and physicality that's made them so effective in this tournament. They've been able to just kind of make some plays at the end of the first half and get right back into it. So the question, Shona, is can we see a markedly different Ukraine in the second half?
I hope so. You know, you have Yagapova, who only has 5 points, and she's been averaging 20.3 this tournament. You know, Udodenko, we've talked so much about her scoring ability. I know she has 7 points, but they've been a struggle, to say the least. I would have liked to fly on the wall in the Ukrainian locker room to see what he was doing to motivate his team, because they just seem like they don't have a lot of energy in that first half. That's what it is. There's energy. Slovakia came out, I think they've run their game plan really well. You know, they said we can also crash the offensive boards, and they've drawn fouls crashing the offensive boards. They've just been the better team in general. They've wanted it more. You know, you talk about those second chance balls, and they're the ones that are rolling around on the floor, you know, the loose ball, the long rebound, and those have been going to Slovakia, and they're very important possessions. I want to see Deandra Moss come out with maybe, you know, a little bit more fire, a little bit more desire. You know, you just looked over there and coach was telling her, like, come on, I trusted you. He knows that she is better than what she has shown. Everyone in this gym knows that she is better. And I'd love to see her come out and have a strong second half. But really, it starts on defense. We talked about Ukraine being tough on defense, and we haven't seen that. So let's see what kind of a team we get in the second half. If not, you know, the tide looks good for Slovakia to ride out the game plan that they've been doing, and they're going to pull off the win, and in my opinion, the upset.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've talked about Ukraine a lot, but we got to give the Slovakians credit. And they've come out with the game plan and executed. And you know what? The winner of this game will go on to play France in the quarterfinals. So that is the ramification. And likewise, the winner of the next game between Italy and Hungary will go on to play Belgium.
But it's not just, okay, so you like, oh, see, there you go. That's the tough defense.
That was, but then she lost it.
Yeah. She has butterfingers.
Yeah, she just took that ball right away. You know, it's funny, I was talking to a Ukrainian journalist at halftime about Moss, and he was saying, yeah, defensively, he should be able to eat up the opposition. And she looked like she did there.
Oh, she's just so strong.
Lichenkova gets inside.
A beautiful move. What a great post move. That's a veteran post player right there. And you see, they're just pushing Ukraine out.
Malyshenko's been quiet. Offensive foul. Clearing out down low. Zhirkova going down hard. Watch this.
That's a beautiful post move. And you know, you see they switch here, so Zhirkova's on Udodenko, and she just, it's hard to see, but she did a good job of getting in position, and Udodenko just kind of wanted to push her out of the way. I think she just thought, hey, you're so small, just go.
Into Yurchenkova, we saw her score just a second ago, and Malyshenko commits the foul.
Both these teams are switching a lot, and that's why, you know, we see mismatches happening.
Oh, Yurchenkova just takes it right down the baseline, faked the handoff, and went to the rack.
And we talked talked about Udodenko, her scoring ability, her rebounding ability, but we said defense. She's one of their best defenders, and I think she's just tired because we're not witnessing this great defense.
Yurchenkova fouled Yakupova at the free throw line. That's not a good foul.
No, it's not. Yakupova was going into a tough shot, and she just, I think her long reach would have made Yakupova double clutch and probably missed the shot anyway.
Well, as we look at this unfold, you know, Yurchenkova comes out, had to sit and watch pretty much most of the first half. And I think she kind of got the message. If you're going to be in there, you got to produce, boys. She's come out and played very well here at the start of the second half. She only played 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes in the first half. So back to a 7-point game. So that was a break with fouling the jump shooter for Ukraine. Yurkova.
Oh, man. That is clutch. That is so clutch.
I mean, what can you say? You just got to admire it. I mean, she's just incredible. Moss gets in. They crash the boards. Good position by the Slovakians, but unable to corral it.
I just, you know, you look at someone like Zurkova at the tender age of 37, leading this team. She's doing whatever they need. When they need a basket, she's the one who they go to, and more often than not, she's making it. Makes me think that maybe I can come out of retirement and keep playing.
I think you could. I think you got plenty of game left. Yakupova goes straight to the basket.
And that's where you saw them switch, and it's a tougher. Oh, look at this.
And they almost came up with a steal.
And I do think Moss hit her hand a little bit, but this is what you need to see from Ukraine. They need to be more aggressive on defense.
Look at Yakupova. She just absolutely takes it.
I mean, there's not a lot of guards who can guard Yakupova, so there's even fewer post players who can take her. Oh, beautiful.
Dump to Zurkova.
Where's Zurkova?
Balantova.
Oh no, Balantova said, hey, I can shoot
threes. 9 points for the impressive point guard. Now the dump to Malyshenko. Yakupova. Good. Starting to heat up now.
You knew she was going to make a three sooner or later. But they need it. They need to play defense. They haven't been able to stop Slovakia on offense, so you know, maybe a little miscommunication there.
Now it's coming back to Ukraine.
They need stops because we know Ukraine can score.
Look at this.
Can they play defense?
Well, she did get a hand in the face. I mean, she was a little bit late.
But you know, if I'm Slovakia and you see Yakupova, I know the defense kind of tried to go get in help, so then it was a longer closeout. You know, you got to be a meter closer to Yakupova in that kind of a situation. You really do. She's just too good of a shooter to. It's one of those where you kind of say, "Hey, coach, what do I do?" Guess what? You stay on her. You don't really go help.
You saw that stat, how important the three-point shot has been for the Slovakians. They've got 6 three-pointers in this game. Moss has to come out. I think she had a little blood on her lip or something.
And Slovakia in this tournament have only made 3 threes a game and only attempted 12. So it was falling early for them. You know, we saw Zurkova with the 4-for-4 3-pointers in the first half, and you know what? Why not? Go to it. If it's working, they're so concerned with Slovakia's bigs because they are talented that they've had a few more looks from the 3 this game, and they're knocking them down.
Well, that's Sarkiska's back in now with Moss having to go get some treatment. And Zurkova just read that pass to perfection. Pulls
Why
up
not?
for 3. And they live dangerously now. This opens up a chance for Yakupova. Here she comes. Will she take it all the way? And did not make the right decision.
No, I think she was thinking pass, no shoot, and then she kind of went away from contact. She might have been able to draw a foul, to be honest, but she jumped away from the defender.
And Zirkovic takes it to Bilac-Kivska.
And you know, maybe some people that last play down by Slovakia, transition three. Good job, the little point guard posting up there in Zirkova. Some coaches might have said, you know, don't shoot a transition three, but it wasn't a bad shot because her bigs were already down the court in rebounding position, and she's 5 for 7. So she's clearly feeling it. She was open. I don't think it's a bad shot. You know, she's a veteran. She's a smart basketball player. She's clearly feeling it. Go ahead, shoot it. If you didn't have rebounders, fine, but she did have rebounders under the basket.
There she is. Got a little daylight. Put it up and in.
You know, she has such a fast release. It looks like she kind of just chucks it. Little lefty.
She's got 18 points already. We still got a long way to go. And she could have a huge number today. Mazurchenko.
She had 22 in that game against Belarus, but I think she's going to go for more tonight.
Boy, that basket has got a lid on it for Moss.
It has, all tournament. But I think Moss is a lot more talented and aggressive and strong. I think she could get to the basket more.
Inuhalova out to Zirkova again online, but short.
And she follows her own rebound. That's just hustle. This is what I'm talking about. She hustled to the opposite side of the court to get that rebound.
Oh, the dump to Yurchenkova. She could have turned and shot. Balankova wide open, and it was long that time. And again, Yurchenkova. And boy, we're just seeing Ukraine get beat in an area where, for the most part, they've been pretty good in the tournament, on the boards and the loose balls.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know why Deandra Moss did that. She's done a great job of boxing out pass possessions when there's been a mismatch, and there she tried to jump with her. Just box out, use your body.
So the winner of this game advances to the quarterfinals of the EuroBasket Women to face France.
And France is a tall order, but you're not just playing to get to the semis, to get to the finals. You're playing for a spot in next year's World Championship. So you still have a chance once,
that's right,
even if you lose that quarterfinal game.
Here's Moss.
A beautiful pass.
Odudenko. Great play by Moss.
And we've seen that a couple times. You know, we're talking about Moss, how statistically she hasn't looked great. She has made some absolutely beautiful passes this tournament, and her teammates have missed. You know, as a point guard, you look at that and you say, well, at least give me, you know, a 0.5 of an assist.
Free throws continue to be a problem for Ukraine. And again, just getting beat on the board. Somebody's down. I didn't think I could see Slovakia out physical Ukraine, but we're seeing it.
We are, we really are.
And Yurchenkova has taken it personally.
Hey, you know what? We talked before the game how Slovakia feel good about this matchup.
It's just incredible.
And that's exactly what is happening right now. You can see them playing with confidence. See, Yakupova can get something going after having not a long rest, but you know, a minute or so out. See, look how everyone is just so concerned when she has the ball.
Just
good defense though. She really did. I think she was dribbling and not going anywhere for too long.
Over to Orozova. And Maslachenko gets the rebound. Yagapova.
This is where Yagopova's dangerous.
She won't make that same mistake again, I don't think. And now more activity by Udodenko.
It almost feels like we're waiting for Ukraine to get mad. And then maybe they'll start playing better.
Inside, the explosiveness from Yagapova.
Oh, beautiful steal. She just picked her pocket.
And she goes down and again. Orozova, she is the master of getting her hands on the ball, isn't she?
She really is. You know, maybe it was a foul, maybe it wasn't, but she did a good job of just standing her ground, staying in front. I mean, that was a beautiful steal by Yagapova. Here you see the reverse layup.
Well, they're lucky to get the ball, still have the ball, because Orozova really did a good job of...
It's intimidating when Yagapova is coming at you with speed, trust me.
Well, here she is. She'll take the three. It's good. Well, it actually
They
worked
needed
for Ukraine's
that.
benefit.
Now we feel a little bit of a momentum change. So let's see how Slovakia sort of, what they do in this attack right here.
Well, they give it to Zhirkova, and that's what I would do. And she finds Zhirkova, and she gets blocked. But Ruzitskova has it. And
Oh, beautiful move.
Nice
Oh.
Euro step, but doesn't make it.
She needed to use the backboard there.
Lost on the open floor.
Nice find.
Okolvik. Count it! Here come the Ukrainians. They're trailing now by just 3 points.
And it started with defense. It started with defense and it started with rebounding. You saw Yagapova with the beautiful pick on Zhirkova. Okay, she didn't get the call on the layup. Not sure if it was a foul. I thought it was also good defense. But that's where they started to go. Yagapova, they get the ball on the baseline. You hit a three. Tough miss by Balastova, but it was later in the possession, so Ukraine did a good job of not giving them anything early. And then now, you know, they're on a 6-0 run. It's funny how fast the game can change. You know, we thought Slovakia was looking great. They started to pull away, and now it's a 3-point game.
So you see the 3-pointers this quarter, they've hit 3 of 3. And just to we get a close look on that hand, and we see the replay here of Yagapova, one of the plays of the game, how she just took it to the rack. And then this one.
They didn't really switch aggressively enough. You know, you cannot give Yagapova more than, let's say, a foot, an inch.
Just as a reminder, you mentioned it, and we should really let everybody know. Spain are going to be hosting the World Cup next year, and the FIBA Women's World Cup, FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. I'll get it out there. Now, Spain are in the top 5, then the 6th team also qualifies for this competition.
And then,
from this competition.
yes.
So you're right. You need to get to the quarterfinals to stay in the hunt for a spot.
Yeah, you do. And you give yourself a chance, even if you do lose that quarterfinal game against.
Oh, Zhirkova, they knocked her open. How in the world of all the players?
How can you leave her open, people?
20 points. She's hit 6 3-pointers now. And Yagapova explodes. And nobody steps in front of her.
I mean, would you want to stand in the way of that coming at you?
19 points for her. She has really raised her game.
She has 5 at half, 14 already in this third quarter.
And the foul. So it's a 4-point game. third quarter still. Long way to go. And Orsova comes out. Zamendarova is going to come back in as you look at the foul from Udodenko on Ruzicova.
We talked about those 5 European spots and Spain, or 6 Euro spots if Spain is in one of those top 5 finishes, and then Asia has 4. It's now Asia now. It used to be Oceania and Asia, but they have combined. So you'll see Australia and New Zealand go over and compete with the likes of Japan, China, Korea, and then the Americas. So North, South, Central America has 3 spots. Africa has 2, and then the winners of the Olympics, the U.S., get an automatic. So for next year's World Championships, World Cup in Spain. Oh,
explosiveness again, and she has got an and one.
She looks mad, does she not?
Well,
I think she was mad.
The bottom line is she knows that if she can get to the rack, it's going to go in.
And then you saw, I don't know, before the highlight, Zurkova called her 4 teammates over and gave them instructions. I think she's saying, hey guys, we can't let her get going. And what do? They give up an offensive rebound.
She goes behind the back, turns around, puts it out. She's on fire.
I'm speechless.
23 points now. And it's a 1-point game.
There's no way you can stop that. I don't care if you're the best defender in the world. You cannot stop that. Oh,
beautiful play by Zurkova.
Absolutely beautiful pass. A good job by the big, setting the screen, rolling hard, catching and finishing.
Now, in this situation, you have to get the ball to Yagapova. Again, just give it to her.
Every possession, the ball needs to touch Yagapova's hand. And if she wants to pass, that's fine. That's her decision. But every possession has to touch her hands. Oh.
And nice entry pass.
That was just poor defense by Slovakia. Miscommunication. I'm not sure if someone thought they were switching, but you cannot let that happen.
Now to Yurchenkova and the turnover, and Ukraine have got a chance now to take the lead.
And I feel like when Ukraine play a little bit more aggressive, maybe a little bit more helter-skelter on defense, they cause Slovakia to play the same way. And when it's that kind of a game, it's in the favor of Ukraine's hands if they're going to make Slovakia play helter-skelter.
Yagapova, Maznichenko.
She's going to get the ray!
She got some
Talk
love.
about a lucky bounce. Or
She
two,
got some
maybe
love from
3
the rim.
bounces, no?
Love from the rim and the backboard. Ukraine in front. I can't believe it. They've risen from the dead.
And this is the first time Ukraine have led. A minute left in the 3rd quarter, and they take their first lead.
Boy, this is fortuitous or shooter's bounce, shooter's touch.
Basketball gods.
Basketball gods.
I'm a big believer in the basketball gods.
Everything working together. And 1 of 2 leaves Slovakia trailing by a point. Right now, you got to let it all hang out. If you're Slovakia and if you're Ukraine. Oh, Maznichenko toying with a teammate. Yagapova. Oh, that was in and out.
It was in and out. Look at this pressure.
Oh, interesting. Thought we might see pressure on Ukraine from Slovakia, but not the other way around. Zurkova gets in the lane, hands it off to Ruzicova. Tough shot.
That's
oh, what a play.
tough shot.
And look at her, raise her hands up to the sky.
She was happy with that, and she knows they needed it.
Final seconds ticking off the clock in the 3rd. 3.4 seconds,
That's
Ukraine
good
ball.
defense by Zerkova there to not foul, but able to stay in front. And, you know, now they can settle and get into their defense.
Oh, Jakobova's going to inbound it. Maybe she'll get it back. She does. She puts it up. Oh, she had a good look.
That wasn't a normal looking shot. So for it to almost go in, wow, she's talented.
57-56. It's the Slovaks now in front by a point. And the game is red hot. Look at that shooting. It's really improved for both teams.
It has. It's a three-point shooting by Ukraine.
Well, we are just almost kind of stunned, really, how Ukraine finally got up off the canvas and came out and started playing. And then Jakubova just kind of said, right, I'm going to show everybody why everybody calls me an elite player. And she was.
She says, you know what, there's a reason why I'm second in this tournament in points per game. And with only 5 points at halftime, she has 23 now. She is showing everyone why she's one of the best European women's basketball players. And the thing was, after half, you saw Slovakia start to pull away, and it seemed as though they had momentum, and it wasn't until maybe around the halfway mark, or even 4 minutes left in the half, that Ukraine just started to pick it up, started to make some baskets. And you always say defense leads to offense. Maybe Ukraine needed to make some baskets for them to pick it up on defense. I'm not sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, they were in a very, very, very difficult spot. And had it not been for the utter brilliance of Jakubova, they might just be out of this by now. I mean, she was utterly brilliant. 18 points, as you said, in the third quarter. And now it's anybody's game. So Ukraine will start things off here at the start of the fourth. Here's Jakubova, goes behind the back.
Just a little sloppy there.
Understanding what happened.
You know, not a great pass. I think maybe thought the ball was going to bounce a little higher.
Malchenko has the assignment on Zerkova right now to switch over to Malchenko.
They're going to switch everywhere to make sure Zerkova doesn't have an open shot.
Well, she's not the only one that checks them up.
And that's good defense. They got Slovakia. Oh,
Malchenko goes up and beats him down the floor.
I mean, you can't have that happen right out at the beginning of the fourth quarter, sorry. They just didn't get back on defense. I don't understand. Right now, this fourth quarter is going to be about who wants it more.
Well, we saw Judasova put up the last three attempt. Now, Zerkova facing some pressure.
Great job on defense. Oh, they got lucky. Wow.
What a break for Slovakia. I mean,
that's deflating.
That's almost as fortunate, really, as Malchenko's shot bouncing in, really.
Yes, you're right. You played 22.3 seconds of good defense.
Boy, that was a brick from Olkovic.
All of a sudden, you see Ukraine with a little bit more pep in their step. I think some life has been brought back into them here.
Moss comes back out. And I don't even see. Do you see Udovenko on the bench? Oh, yeah, she's over there sitting down. Svoboda trying to...
I think things are going well, and coach says, you know what, we're going to need you later on in this quarter, so if we can get you some rest right now, we're going to do that.
Well, Malchenko's playing a lot of minutes. She's usually out by now, but she's played 15 minutes. They're plus 10 when she's on the floor.
So why not keep her in?
Malashenko and Yagapova chases it down and goes right back. Look at that. Instead of settling for the jump shot, she attacked.
And that's just how scary she is, because she's so good at going to the basket, but she's deadly from outside too. So what do you give her?
That was a good call by the ref.
Yeah, I think so.
Halova was sliding in just a little late.
You know, it's not super concerning, but Slovakia's top players have 3 fouls each.
Well,
You know, you get that fourth early here, and then you might have to go to the bench until the last few minutes.
oh, look at the D, and Malashenko almost, but really Ukraine are putting the pressure on.
And this is the kind of defense we saw them play earlier in this tournament. Putting pressure on, making people play fast, making people play uncomfortable on offense. And now things seem to be kind of going better for them on the defensive end when they do play more aggressive. Hard switches. That's a silly foul because shot clock is already at 5 seconds. You were dribbling the ball away from the basket. You know, I know she was trying to stop her on the roll, but I don't think you really needed to foul there.
And almost, Moss gets it, but Zirkova puts it up. Now Moss in
Let's see what they can do here.
2-on-1. And she hands it off to Maslachenko.
That's good defense.
That's a couple of times that we've seen Slovakia get back and just snuff it out.
Yeah, that's good defense. And then you get a silly backcourt foul. And that's a frustration foul. You know, you're upset with yourself here. That's a block.
That was Dudasova. Moss maybe thinking that she's got 3 fouls. Maybe thinking she should have taken that one all the way. I think she made the right play, actually. You would expect your power forward to be able to go up and score and not get blocked by the
exactly, your little shooting guard, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-on-1. She shot it fast. I think if she had just caught it, gathered herself, and then went up, she would have noticed the height difference and been able to score it. But she went up in rhythm, and that was to her disadvantage.
Well, the bounce pass got away, but traveling called on Urdadenko. And you see the Ukraine coach is not in agreement.
We talked yesterday. I'm not sure there's a lot of coaches who are in agreement with some of the calls, especially when they go against you.
Yeah.
Even if clearly that was a travel.
Exactly.
But you're never going to be in an agreement. You're going to fight for your team no matter what.
With the pass inside, and Halova puts it up off the glass, and Slovakia go back in front by 2.
So there's still 7 minutes and 20 seconds, which is an enormous amount of time. And we saw, you know, Slovakia take the lead. We saw Ukraine come back, take a 1-point lead. Now Slovakia's back up top. But 7 minutes is so long. It really is. But I feel like both these two teams are already playing like it's money time. You know, shots are more important now. Possessions are more important.
So Yagapova has 24 points.
Not a bad day at the office. She wants to be playing
in the second half.
in those quarterfinals against France.
20 for Zirkova.
She's just so talented, you know. Look at this. You see her come off a screen, shoots the 3, then she's aggressive, goes all the way to the basket. honestly, when you're scouting her, I think you just kind of have to admit, listen, we can't play her one-on-one, so you need help. You need people hedging in, getting their hands involved. But I'm not sure what you give her. You just say, okay, she's going to shoot threes. She's also going to drive. She's going to do pull-ups as well. So she's just so difficult. But look at this. She had 10 sets of eyes staring at her when she had the ball.
Oh, they've let one fall into the hands of Udodenko, and then she draws the foul. That was a gift.
Yeah, that was miscommunication. It was actually two Slovakians fighting with each other for the ball there. Look at that.
Romanarova and Yurchenkova. So Udodenko gladly goes to the line, but she's had a tough game. 3 of 7 at the line now. She's 2 of 8 from the floor.
And they're just 15 for 25. You know, and this is what I'm talking about. If they end up losing this game, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to go back and they're going to look at that free throw percentage and be incredibly disappointed with themselves.
Oh, three-pointer. Unbelievable.
That is big time.
Dokova has struck again.
I love it. Maybe because she's a point guard and she's older, that's why I'm just so excited for her right now.
5-point lead. Oh, nice pass and a three. And Yurchenkova with the rebound.
So right here, you don't really see Moss sprinting back on defense. And look, this is what you give up. They got lucky there.
Yeah, very lucky.
They really did get lucky. You know, Moss was just casual on her way back, and you cannot be like this if you want to win a game.
Look at that, 13 points, 11 rebounds for Rizitskova.
She had 11 of those points and 10 rebounds at half, so she's slowing down a little bit in the second half.
And the dump to Moss. She gets it outside. Malashenko for three.
Oh, beautiful ball movement.
She's had a tough game as well.
Great decision by Moss. You know, that rim has had a lid on it for her, so she maybe could have gone up. Kicks it out, they make one more, and they knock down the three.
Zirkova gets inside and earns a trip to the line. I think the coach, I mean, you know, he's done the right thing by taking Udodenko out.
She's tired.
Yeah,
Plain and simple, she just looks exhausted.
And Olkovic says, all I did was move my feet and she fell down. But at the end of the day, she's a pro. She knows how to get to the line.
She does. It's, you know, we say veteran move.
And then she has to look at the bench. 25 points. And the dump to Moss. And he was hoping a foul would be called, but you know what? Those Slovakian hands are quick. Zirkova gets inside again. Good job by Yagapova cutting off the penetration. Rizitskova, though, is able to get in. And that was a little bit too much. She was fouled by a couple of different players there. They're going to call it on Vinyu Palovic. So, and that's also
4
free
fouls.
throws.
This is. What do you do if you're the coach of Slovakia? Do you leave her in? 5 minutes. There's 5 minutes is a lot of time. Imagine if she fouls out.
I don't think. Palovic also has 4 fouls.
You know, she's a veteran, so it's not like she hasn't played with 4 fouls before. She's well aware. I'm pretty sure 3 people have already told her, hey, you have 4 fouls. So she is well aware that she has 4 fouls, so she's not going to, let's hope she's not going to put herself in a situation where she will foul.
15 of 27, now 16 of, I think, 29 from the line. as a team. So they're in the 50s, 16 of 28.
Oh, nice steal.
And Yakupova then fouled by, no, the ball just went out of bounds.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see this game get a little bit aggressive because both these teams really want to win. And the refs are letting some things go. There's a lot of contact on that.
Both of them, as well as the bench, looking at the referee in hope. So Zhirkova, she has got just one foul. She's not in trouble. Remenarova has 3. Ordasova has 3. Valentova 3. Yurchenkova 4. Vinuchalova 4. So yeah, there's a lot of
people playing with yeah.
And
so that'll be Zhirkova's second, I think.
So here comes
and this is something else to think about. You know, Ukraine are in bonus right now. Next foul on Ukraine is going to put Slovakia in bonus. We might be seeing a lot of free throws in the next 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okovic, her first miss, her first attempt of the day. And they're just getting worse, 16 of 29.
Is this a sign of fatigue, do you think? They shot 75% in the other 3 games. They only went 12 times, though, so maybe they're not as good. We just didn't see them shoot as many attempts. Or they're fatigued. Look how aggressive they are on defense, though.
Valentova,
a beautiful move.
finds some space and puts it on.
We saw her do that earlier, and she missed it because she didn't use the backboard. Exact same layup, uses the backboard. 2 points.
And look at the defense from Slovakia. Moss gets it back. Malashenko open on the baseline, misses. Moss had the ball in her hands, and Valentova just took it right away.
And this is where Moss isn't being aggressive. She's not hustling like she needs to.
Watch her get her hands on here. Watch this. She's got it.
Who wants it more? Yeah. That's my question. Who wants it more? And clearly, that was the Slovakian player.
Yeah.
You know, I think they got lucky because she stepped out of bounds on the rebound or on sort of stripping Moss. And here you see they have to take Moss out. So it's going to be interesting who they're going to play at point guard. I guess Yakupova?
Yeah, Yakupova has to bring it up.
You hope that doesn't really take away from her game?
Well, Udodenko just doesn't have it today. I mean,
I'm telling you, I think she is exhausted.
Yeah, you know, he has had to have her on the court in all the other games.
Yes.
Or they were worse off, but she's almost a liability right now. She's so tired.
I agree with you.
And it looks like Slovakia just make a little bit fresher, but offensive foul hooking.
Oh, an offense.
Halova, so she's out of the game.
That's her 5th. So this is what I was talking about. You just hope that she doesn't put herself in a position.
Well, they'll bring Yurchenkova back in the game. Unless he wants to have a guard.
She cannot be happy with herself right now. Let's see this replay here. I mean, her left arm, right? She kind of had it over her shoulder, wrapped around her back. It's one of those that maybe she's got away with earlier in the game, so she didn't think they were calling. But it was a foul.
Yeah. Yakupova, guarded by Remenarova. And Udodenko back to Yakupova on the baseline. And well guarded by Zhirkova. And then Okovic ties her up beautifully. But it's going to be Slovakia ball. And Zhirkova just needs to cool off.
Yeah, she does. And I think she knows that. That's why she's walking away a little bit. She says, okay, I need to catch my breath.
I think this is good play by Ukraine.
Yeah, so do I. Good heads up. She went after the ball. There we go. She's a little bit more calm down. We might have, you know, if we knew Slovakian, possibly would have heard some words that we couldn't have repeated on air.
3:20 to go. It all comes down to this. Spot in the quarterfinals, remaining in the hunt for the World Cup. A block, so free throws. And the crisis worsens.
For both these teams, almost.
Well, definitely for Ukraine. She's not going to be missing free throws in this situation. Well,
No,
that said, they are 6
not.
of 11 as a team.
And
she's 3 of 3. So now they're 7 of 12.
She hasn't shot many in the 3 previous games, but she was 5 for 5.
Yep. Ukraine in a real desperate need. Oh, good play by Moss. And Udodenko just doesn't have it today. And the coach, he's decided to go with her. No, he's going to bring her out. And the pass, Ryzhenkova! 8 points now. Slovakia back in front.
And you know, at the 7-minute mark, I said there's so much time left in the game. And look what happened. Slovakia has, not in a fast way, but they've sort of just gone up point by point by point. And you know, it's not comfortable. We've seen how fast Ukraine can put points on the board. So by no means are they out of the woods. But
and also Yakupova, suddenly her contributions have kind of dried up in the fourth quarter. You know, she had the monster third quarter.
yeah,
And in the fourth quarter, she's at the end of the third quarter,
I think she had an enormous third quarter.
she had 23 points. She's got 1 point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think it's also Slovakia's defense. Watch. When she has the ball, there are 10 defenders in blue with their eyes on her.
Slovakia have been able to raise their game at just the right time. It has been something else.
They really have. And they've done it throughout the game. You saw whenever they needed to get a score, make a stop, they were able to. And this is what we've seen in the last few minutes here of the fourth quarter.
I think Udodenko knows she's down for the count.
She has to be frustrated and upset with herself.
Ryzhenkova, and almost
Tough pass.
turnover. Good job from Olkovic. This is your best bet right here. Yakupova for 3.
Oh, nice. Good job getting a hand on that ball, because that was almost an offensive rebound for Ukraine.
Couldn't quite get it. They don't want to foul late in the shot clock. Oh, they almost had it. Valentova's going to launch it. She's going to bring some rain, and it's going to go out. Boy.
Imagine she made that.
She's got a lot of art, as does Yakupova, in fact.
So it's not necessarily...
It's not impossible, no.
No, it really isn't. But they need to get a score. Not sure what offense they're running here.
Moss looks like she's just not going to shoot now. Olkovic for 3. And she didn't follow the shot. Valentova pushes it quickly, and they're in no rush.
They are in no rush. Right now, the clock and the time is their advantage, so they need to use as much of it, but they still need to get a good shot. Oh.
With 5 seconds on the shot clock.
That's not a smart foul. And, you know, it was almost a 5-second call, to be honest. Slovakia looks stuck to me, so let's see this. Oh, yeah.
Volkovic, just stupid foul.
Really?
Reaching around, grabbing her. And Udodenko back in the game, 9 points.
And you know, you have your best free throw shooter on the line.
Zhirkova has 7 assists and 5 rebounds to go with her 29 points.
You saw the end of that free throw. She kind of left her hand up for a little bit saying, I feel good about this.
But as important as she's been, Ruzicova as well, 19 points, 11 rebounds. She's had like a statement game, as has Yurchenkova with 11 points, 9 rebounds. You look at that. Look at that front court. They really kind of set the tone early when Zhirkova was popping those shots from outside. Volkovic has fouled out of the game, so that's why she retreated to the bench.
And you know, I was worried about Vinichalova picking up her 5th foul, and there has been no drop-off since she had to go to the bench.
No, not at all.
They're really, you know, they're playing as well as they were when she was on the court.
Well, Yurchenkova's having a great game. I mean,
she really is.
It's just...
and they said, you know, that our insider with the Slovakian team said, Yurchenkova has to step up if they want to do well. And clearly someone told her that, and she has.
Well, there's, you know, you got 2 tournaments, always. You got the group phase, you want to advance, you can afford to lose, but once you get to the knockout, you better be ready.
That's for sure. You know, if you had asked me at the start of this game, I would have picked Ukraine, so.
Nice pass, and Malyshenko was strong.
And now we need to see some pressure.
They want to foul.
But you need to go for a steal first.
And Udodenko has to be careful that she doesn't grab the jersey to commit the foul. They could call an unsportsmanlike on that, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could. And, you know, they know Ukraine is fouling right now. I mean, you have to. So they have to be careful to do it in, you know, a legal way.
They've got the wrong score on the scoreboard, I think. I think it's 74-66, now it should be 75-66. So, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, they switched it. So they got to go fast. They got to go. You got to push it. And to be honest,
Moss for 3.
That was on.
Oh, the rebound. Malyshenko. Malyshenko again. And the pass on the boards.
So I think they might be going to video review here, no?
I don't know, actually.
Because she kind of,
yeah.
The ref called it Slovakia ball, but then she sort of did a
Signal
circle,
for
right?
the video, because they can look at it with less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not a timeout. Yeah, the third ref is over there checking the replay, you know, screen that they have over by the statisticians. I mean, that's a difficult word for me today.
Statistician, yes.
Yeah. I think it's all the sun I got earlier today. My intense 3-hour game of tennis.
It was like watching the French Open, the hottest day of the year. Just glad.
Same talent level too.
Yeah.
The 15-year-olds on the court beside us were.
Yeah, they were like
exceptionally good. They really were. I think they're.
This is a sporting country. I mean, this is incredible. The Czech Republic. Goodness me. The parents, they get their kids. You can see getting coaching. Look at the Slovakian fans cheering, and the poor coach knows that he is not going to rest. He can't rest until this is over.
So this is why we have video replay.
Yeah.
Do you see this here? She originally called it Ukraine ball. Slovakia ball. And now look, video replay, it's Ukraine. So this is a good thing. And she didn't hesitate. She said, yeah, video replay.
Exactly.
Oh, tough shot.
Wow, tough
Very tough shot. I think they could have got something better. There's still a minute left.
And they're going to try to play keep away.
If I am Zurkova, I don't even think about passing. I'm just going to hold it strong because you know they're going to go try and strip you. She's their best free throw shooter, so you want her to go to the line.
Well, all I can say is I'm not writing off Ukraine's chances, but it does look as if they've let a golden opportunity slip away.
It does. It really does.
This I think, was unexpected.
Very. And, you know, tournaments like this, if you have a bad game at the wrong time, they're very costly.
Moss.
See, I think there you got to get Yagapova the ball, to be honest. She's the one who has to bring the ball down the court.
Latvia have knocked out Serbia, the defending champions, 75-70. So that also is perhaps
going to shock some people's
upset, even though Serbia had some struggles.
They have, and you know, they don't have anyone. They don't have everyone from that amazing Olympic run that they had last year, where they came away with the bronze medal. But still, they had a very strong team. Petrovic, you know, one of the star post players for Serbia, was actually the leader in points per game in this tournament. So they still had skill and talent. And you know, we have a 12-point game here. Guess what? That's
30.
Four possessions. Yagapova can make it down the court in 2 seconds and get up a shot. So there is still time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They gotta hit a shot, even if it's a 2. I mean, do they have to sink 3 now? Go for a 2.
I mean, a quick 2,
maybe.
a 3 if you've got it.
If they give you the 2,
you don't want a bad shot. You want a good shot, no matter where it is.
And then go for the steal or foul.
Yeah. You saw Zurkova there, you know, coming out of the timeout, and she's showed some heated moments during this game. Maybe a little bit of frustration, but she has a smile on her face for the first time. Just a slight smile, you know, you see it.
Yeah, it's a grin.
It is a grin, yeah.
The Slovakian basketball is alive and kicking. And this ball goes back over to Slovakia. I think it's safe to say this one is over.
I'm not sure if you know, Slovakia here are going to call a timeout just because they want to advance the ball, so they'll get it in the front court instead of having to, you know, with pressure try and bring it all the way up. I'm not sure if you're going to see Ukraine foul here. I think they might just. Well, you know, there's still 30 seconds, so you do actually have to get a shot up because it's a 24-second shot clock, but maybe just play tough, good defense, and
you know, they deserve it. If you think about it, they knew that they needed at least 1 win. As long as they were in the top 3, they would advance.
Yeah.
They got that against Belarus.
They rested Zurkova.
They rested. They knew this was an important game. They knew they were going to be here anyway. They just didn't know who they would play. They rested Zurkova, and with that, she scored 31 points. So that worked to perfection.
And you know, look at this. 19 offensive rebounds for Ukraine.
Yeah.
But let's go over to the left where you see the free throw statistics, and they're 17 for 30.
Yeah.
They had 30 points that they could have had. Yep, 30 points. I mean, they could be, you know, they could have 96 points right now.
Yeah.
They've just, you know, and Yagapova, 1 point in the 4th quarter. She had that spectacular 3rd quarter.
Yep, almost inexplicable. Good steal.
Don't foul, you know, let her have it.
Goes in for the layup, gets it back to 12.
Bring it over, pass it around.
Well, Moss is going to try to get it. He's going to foul. But, I mean, the point is, as Moss has 4 fouls, the point is, Slovakia, after their game yesterday, they played less than 24 hours later. They scouted Ukraine well. They came in, And they knew one thing they had to do was really, at least initially, to have a good start, protect the glass, and, and they just made shots.
And, I'm not sure what their game plan was. I'd love to see what Coach says. But I really think what they did was take Ukraine out of their game and kind of beat Ukraine at their game. Does that make sense?
They did. And I think we maybe didn't appreciate how good the front line was.
Yes.
Especially with Ruzicova, because she was really
look at this.
Down low. Unbelievable. Never expected it.
I did not call this, and how great is that? You just see them celebrating. Zurkova says, I did everything I could. I am so tired. I need some treatment and rest after this game. You can't ask for more from your leader. 8 of 17, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 7 of 13 from 3, and 7 assists. She has an efficiency of 32. That's just incredible. 31 points. Wow.
Well, there you go. Look at the free throws. 17 of 30, 56%.
That's it right there.
That probably was the real killer. That and Zurkova's exquisite three-point shooting.
Yeah.
And
turnovers, Slovakia got lucky. 20 turnovers to Ukraine's only 14, and they still pulled off the win. Here they are celebrating because they now know they have a chance to go to next year's World Cup. This is why we play.
Well, Yakupova with the 24 points, Zurkova had the 31, Ruzicova with the
13 boards, and the crucial 13 boards. And she was quiet later, but she started incredibly well for them. First half, I think she had 10 and 11, and so she ended with 13 and 13, but she had good defense, and that's what they needed from the beginning. And, so she went quiet, and guess what? Other people stepped up. Zurkova had a great second half. She finishes with 11 points, 9 rebounds. I'm so impressed. And, they played their best basketball in the most important time. And this is what this level takes. You have to be able to get better every single game. They played well against Italy, but they went to their bench.
Well, Zurkova was...
You're going to see a Zurkova highlight reel here.
I mean, there's no question now they are a genuine threat to get into that World Cup. I mean, I think that's probably now their main ultimate aim is to get to the World Cup.
Absolutely, and they have nothing to lose against going up against France. So you can talk about a very, very talented French team. They lost in the semifinals. The Olympics, they ended up with 4th place last year. You look at France and you say, they have Siak, they have Eminem, they have Marielle Mont. Guess what? Slovakia's got some very good bigs as well. So they're going to be able to compete. And before tonight's game, I didn't say they were soft. I said they were finesse bigs for Slovakia. Guess what? They proved me wrong today.
Yeah,
they competed.
I think, the coach possibly, he has to be able to communicate his message. He has to get over the game plan, and he has the points of emphasis. And I think you really saw it first from Ruzicova, but also with Yurchenkova, who sat on the bench and almost stewed because she wasn't getting any minutes. I don't know if that was a message that was being sent by the coach, or if it was the strategy or what. But boy, when she got her opportunity, she was every bit as good as Ruzicova. She came in and really took over, and that's where they matched them. And Udodenko just wasn't the same player today that she had been, and quite clearly the fatigue is what got her.
No, really, she was exhausted, and you're talking about Jursenkova there. She only played 3.5 minutes in the first half, so clearly she was not too happy with her playing time. And then you come out and you go 4 for 5, you get 6 boards. sorry, she had, what was it, 9 and 11. Like, that's a big, productive second half. And you just saw time and time again, you saw Ukraine make their run, but Slovakia always sort of had an answer. And when Ukraine went up 1 for the first time late in the third, Slovakia didn't get nervous. You know, some teams at that point could maybe fold, and they didn't. They stuck around, they made big play after big play, and they were finally able to pull away.
Well, you know what? First time I ever saw Zuzana Zurkova was 1998 at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup in Berlin.